Society and those hollow self-help gurus have been lying to you. They tell you that when you're attacked, you must strike back to defend yourself. They teach you to stand your ground, to raise your voice for your truth, and to never let anyone trample your boundaries. But here is the cold, hard psychological truth that no one tells you the very moment you desperately try to argue, explain, or defend yourself against a manipulator. You have just issued a confession. Your fierce defensiveness is a subconscious admission that they've found your kill switch. You are signaling to them loud and clear that they've successfully hit a nerve. Think back. Have you ever stared at a provocative text from someone who drains the life out of you? Someone who brings nothing but chaos, and instead of typing a wall of text, desperately explaining your feelings in hopes they'll finally get it, you just deleted it? No fireworks. No drama. Just a silent, total erasure. You realize that if you stopped fueling the engine, the whole machine would grind to a halt. And for the first time, you truly didn't care. The economy of provocation. How do you look someone in the eye, someone who is intentionally trying to dismantle your peace, and feel absolutely nothing? How do you become unfuckwithable? Before we weaponize this, we have to acknowledge your exhaustion. You're tired, aren't you? It's a bone-deep fatigue that no amount of sleep can fix. You're exhausted because you've been carrying the emotional dead weight of everyone else for far too long. Society calls you the strong one, the rock, the fixer. But the brutal reality is that you don't just enter a room. You act as the emotional thermostat. You are constantly scanning the temperature, micro-adjusting yourself, and suppressing your own needs just to keep the room from catching fire. Stop seeing relationships as just feelings. Every human interaction is a transfer of energy. It is an economy of provocation. When a toxic person or an emotionally stunted family member baits you, they aren't looking for the truth. They don't want a resolution. The only thing a manipulator craves is your reaction. They throw a lit match. They twist your words. And out of an old survival habit, you react. You explain. You get angry. Or you fawn, desperately people-pleasing just to lower the tension. Listen to me. The second you lose your cool to explain yourself, you've signed a contract with the devil. You have handed over the remote control of your central nervous system to them. Your peace is the highest form of currency. Do not hand it out for free to people who only want to see you go bankrupt. The weapon, clinical pity. Ultimate power isn't winning the argument, it's emotional non-participation. To strip a manipulator of their power, you need a radical shift in perspective. You must step out of the victim role and adopt a state of clinical pity. Next time they raise their voice, next time they try to gaslight you, I want you to look at them differently. Don't see a powerful monster. See them as a failing specimen under a microscope. Observe their neurological dysregulation. Watch their amygdala hijack their brain in real time. Say to yourself, look at how desperate they are for my energy. Look at how their nervous system is spinning out of control because they lack the basic ability to self-soothe. That is clinical pity. Why is this invisible weapon so devastating? Because human biology is wired for reciprocity. When they hurl anger and guilt at you, they expect a physiological echo to close the loop. But when they throw fire and hit a blank wall, the loop stays open. Your absolute silence creates psychological vertigo. The manipulator loses their balance. Without your reaction to fuel the fire, they suffocate in their own emotional momentum. They came for a war. They found a void. And in that void, they are powerless. The gray rock sanctuary. This is the core of the gray rock method. Be like a pebble on the side of the road, no sharp edges, no bright colors, utterly boring. Provide zero emotional currency. When they attack, give the shortest, most neutral responses possible. Look them in the eye and say, okay, I see that's your perspective. That's it. Strip the emotion from your voice. Keep your face an unreadable blank. Your physical body might be in the room, but your emotional core has moved to a sanctuary they can never ever reach. Remember this, your silence isn't an exit, it's a fortress. Your detachment isn't isolation, it's safety. You have nothing to prove. When you do this, you become an unmappable entity. No one can manipulate what they cannot find. You aren't just staying calm, you are liberated. You are invincible. If your mind understands this psychological truth, and if your nervous system finally feels that release after years of fighting, I want you to reclaim your power right now. Drop a comment below and type this mantra to rewire your brain. My silence is my power.